It's the ghost story that has haunted aviation for almost a century. A legendary pilot, her state-of-the-art plane, and an ocean that just swallowed them whole. This is the one case file that simply refuses to close. So tonight, let's open it one more time.
Mark the date. This was the day the whole world was holding its breath, listening for news as a hero was about to complete her journey into history. Out there, somewhere over the endless blue of the Pacific, she and her navigator, Fred Noonan, just fell off the face of the earth. Because that's where the official story ends, and where the real mystery begins. You see, the trail didn't just go cold. It shattered into 1,000 different pieces.
To even begin to understand what might have happened, you have to go back. Back to the very last words the world ever heard from Amelia Earhart. At 8:43 in the morning, that's the broken, garbled message the Coast Guard cutter Itasca picked up. That line 157337, well, that's a navigational coordinate. It means she thought she was exactly where she was supposed to be. It was a ghost on the radio, a whisper from the void, and then nothing, just static. A silence that has now stretched for nearly 90 years. In all that time, the search for answers really broke down into 3 major theories. 3 completely different stories, each with its own clues, its own true believers, and its own problems. For decades, these 3 possibilities have been in a dead heat. You've got the official theory, the simplest one, crash and sink. She ran out of fuel, hit the water, and the plane sank without a trace. It's clean, it's logical, and for a long time it was the only story that mattered. But 2 other ideas just refused to die. One where she survived as a castaway, and another, much darker theory involving spies and capture. And with no real proof for any of them, the mystery just got deeper. Now, the Nikumaroro theory, this one is compelling because you can almost touch the evidence. The idea is that Earhart and Noonan landed on a remote reef and survived, at least for a while. As early as 1937, search parties on the island, then called Gardner Island, reported finding signs of recent habitation. They found bone fragments that could have belonged to a tall white woman, an aluminum patch from an airplane, and even a tiny broken glass jar that might have held freckle cream, something Amelia was known to use. And then there's the spy thriller version, the Japanese capture theory. This one suggests her flight wasn't just for a record. It was a secret spy mission for President Roosevelt himself. And this isn't just pure speculation. It's fueled by declassified witness accounts from the island of Saipan, where locals later insisted they saw a white woman and man flyer being held by the Japanese, right around 1937. For the longest time, these were just stories, campfire tales for aviation nerds. But very recently, a flood of new information has turned this dusty old cold case into a live, active investigation with incredible new leads and some absolutely crushing setbacks. In early 2024, a deep-sea exploration crew, Deep Sea Vision, sent a shockwave around the world. They released this grainy, ghost-like image from 16,000 feet down. It was shaped like a plane. For a minute, everyone thought, this is it. This has to be it. But it wasn't. The Pacific plays tricks on you. When they took a closer look, the amazing find turned out to be a pile of rocks. It was just another dead end in a case full of them, and a bitter reminder of just how well that ocean can keep a secret. But that failure, that public disappointment, it actually lit a fire. The pressure built until in late 2025, the White House did something unprecedented. They ordered every single classified government file on the Earhart case to be released to the public.
Almost 90 years of secrets were about to see the light of day.
And the amount of data was just staggering. 4,624 pages. The game completely changed. Suddenly, the search wasn't just about scanning the ocean floor anymore. It was about data analysis. It was about intelligence.
And this wasn't just a single data dump. The government started a rolling release, dropping new batches of documents every month. The investigation became a live event, with people all over the world digging through these files as they came out.
So, what did nearly a century of classified documents actually tell us? Well, the answers started to systematically kill one theory while breathing incredible new life into another. This is a bombshell. Right there, in a newly declassified Navy report from 1937, it confirms that the military was picking up credible distress signals for days after she vanished. This one document completely contradicts the simple crash and sink theory. Someone was alive out there. Someone was trying to call for help. And the NSA files told us where. Declassified intercepts from 1937 started to draw a map, a signal pinging near Gardner Island, then a second signal triangulated to the very same area. The castaway theory was suddenly no longer just a story. It was now backed up by hard intelligence. With all this new intelligence pointing directly at Nikumaroro, the hunt shifted to finding the plane itself. And that's when a perfect storm of events, a literal storm, a satellite, and a very smart researcher identified what might be the single most important clue in the entire case. They call it the Taraia object. It's this eerie, submerged shape on the floor of the island's lagoon, and it just so happens to match the size and shape of Earhart's Lockheed Electra. It only showed up on satellite images after 2015, right after a massive cyclone hit the island, which suggests the storm might have washed away decades of sand and sediment, revealing something that's been hiding there all along.
But is it the plane? I mean, the shape is compelling, sure, but it could just be a weirdly shaped piece of coral or a natural rock formation or some other piece of junk. We'll never know for sure from a picture. There is only one way to solve this. Someone has to go down there and put eyes on it. And that brings us to today. The data has all pointed to one spot. The intelligence is declassified, the target is on the map. An expedition was all set to finally solve this thing. But as always with a story, it's never that easy. Okay, here's the intel briefing. The 2026 expedition is scrubbed. Mission status is postponed. First, they got bogged down in red tape, waiting for research permits from the Kiribati government. And to make matters worse, the clock is ticking. The dangerous cyclone season is about to start, which will slam the window shut for another year. The team can only wait, unable to get into that treacherous lagoon, a place known for its slippery channel lined with razor-sharp coral and patrolled by giant coconut crabs. The environment itself is hostile. So we are left right here, on a knife's edge. The clues, once scattered across the globe, now all point to one single submerged shape. The files are open. The target is clear. The question is no longer, where do we look? It's, will anyone be allowed to look before the Pacific decides to bury its secrets once and for all?